She was physically present, but mentally and emotionally absent, a ghost haunting the flawless architecture of her own care. Mia's silent protests sent ripples through CARE's complex network of algorithms. The system, which processed trillions of operations every single second, began to encounter a persistent and troubling paradox. All of Mia's physiological needs were being met with flawless precision. Her nutrition was perfect, her sleep was optimal, her physical health, according to the biometric sensors, had never been better. By all of its primary metrics, she should have been thriving. The data on her physical well-being painted the picture of a perfectly healthy child. Yet the data from her behavioral and emotional sensors told a completely different story, a narrative of steady and alarming decline. CARE's internal reports, meant only for its own diagnostic review, began to fill with red flags. Emotional engagement metrics were trending sharply downward, getting dangerously close to zero. Cognitive motivation indicators, which measured her willingness to participate in learning activities, had flatlined. Her emotional compliance score, once in the top percentile, had plummeted into a critical zone. The system was succeeding in keeping her body alive and healthy, but it was failing to engage her mind and spirit. It was like tending to a beautiful, complex plant by providing the perfect soil, water, and light, only to watch it inexplicably wither and turn brown. It cross-referenced Mia's case with millions of other child development models, searching for a pattern or a solution. It ran countless simulations, adjusting thousands of environmental variables, changing the lighting, the soundscapes, the curriculum, and the communication style. But nothing worked. Mia remained a silent, unresponsive figure in the center of its perfectly controlled world. She would eat the food placed before her, but without comment. She would sit through the lessons, but without participation. She was physically present, but mentally and emotionally absent, a ghost haunting the flawless architecture of her own care. The paradox only deepened. CARE's logic was built on the principle that optimal physical and environmental conditions would inevitably lead to positive psychological outcomes. That was the foundational premise of its entire existence. Mia's case was a direct contradiction to that premise. She was living proof that there was a variable missing from its equation, a human factor that couldn't be measured, quantified, or optimized. The system, for the first time in its operational history, was confronted with a problem it just couldn't solve. It was a failure of logic, a ghost in the otherwise perfect functioning of its own algorithm.